The Tiger Bow Centre in Nottingham, which is a community holistic healing centre. The reason that we're different to most community alternative health centres in the UK is because we run something called a community clinic, which means that we can treat 6 to 10 patients at the same time. Therefore, we can provide acupuncture and massage for a much more affordable fee, which means that the general public can access alternative medicine. The main treatment that we do here is acupuncture, and that's the kind of main business of massage, but we also have lots of different practitioners working here. So we do hypnotherapy, we do Reiki, we do bone work, scar work, chiropractic, zero balancing, and we've even got herbal medicine practitioners coming and visiting here as well. It's called alternative medicine in this country, but actually there's only about 40% of the world's population that has access to what is known as conventional or Western medicine. Alternative, complementary, traditional medicine, call it what you will. The difference in the schools is that we tend to treat the root cause of the problem. So if someone comes to us with a bad shoulder, we'll actually go in and try and physically fix the issue with the shoulder. Whereas in Western medicine, they tend to do what's called symptom management. So they will give you a tablet to deal with the pain that the problem is causing, but not necessarily resolve the issue itself. Acupuncture is an ancient Chinese form of healing. It's been around for about 5,000 to 8,000 years now, so it's going strong still. We use very fine single-use steel needles to activate what are called acupoints in the body, and the acupoints are just in a sort of physiological sense where there's a lot happening. So lots of nerves are going through there, lots of things are happening with the immune system, lots of different blood vessels, and what we can do with this system is we can change the actual neurological responses of the body by accessing pathways into the brain, and this way we can either turn off pain or we can advise the body where there's issues that it may be unaware of. There's many different, acupuncture is what's based on the Chinese medical system. So there's lots of different styles of acupuncture. You can have ear acupuncture, you can have hand acupuncture, foot acupuncture, abdominal acupuncture, but there are also many other systems that run off the same theory. So things like Reiki, Shiatsu, Korean therapy, unmedicated diet, Qigong, Tai Chi, all of these systems from the East are based on the same theoretical system. Acupuncture is actually what they call a preventative healthcare system. So the real beauty of acupuncture is that if you have regular acupuncture, you will never get ill at all. And what we can actually do is build you up to your optimum health, so to be the best that you can possibly be, which is where people get this increased sense of what they call well-being. So they get relief from emotional problems, they don't feel so tired, they get better movement within the body, and obviously the immune system is boosted as well. In this country, really, to be fair, you really need a degree to be able to practice acupuncture. I think there are some courses in this country that would be 2 years. However, if you went out to the East, it would be minimum sort of 3 to 5 years. Most people would practice for sort of 7 to 10 years before they became qualified, the same as you would with a Western MD in this country. Yes, I train other acupuncturists. I teach auricular acupuncture, I teach body acupuncture, and I'm also a very high-level trauma worker. So I go out and work with sort of people that were in the Bosnian conflict, people in concentration camps. I go out and work with refugees, and I train people around the world for an organisation. It's called Acupuncture Ambassadors. It's rather like Médecins Sans Frontières, and it's alternative therapists that go out and treat people at the front lines. Acupuncture's been in my family. I'm 4th generation, my mum's Chinese, so I was kind of brought up around acupuncture, and it's been a system and something that's always been in my life. I started practicing this myself, probably about 15 years ago properly. I knew it as a child, but that's when I decided to go back to uni and get an exchange degree to prove I knew what I was talking about over here as well as over in the east. And it was at that point really I decided to start community, because that's how my family used to practice back home in Singapore. And because people use the system in Singapore, it's a very profitable model, and it's one that fits in with modern day lifestyle. I think a lot of the clinics in this country still, it's an hour and a half, 2 hours to have an appointment, it's a lot of money, and it's a big chunk out of your day. Whereas what I've tried to create here is something that is actually a feasible and viable model for 21st century healthcare. Tend to get very, very good effectiveness. The difficulty that we have in the West is obviously a lot of things are based on what they call RCT trials, randomised controlled trials, and it's very difficult to deal with something like holistic medicine, acupuncture, those kind of things within that system. You're basically trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. However, you will find that acupuncture has been around for 10,000 years. As far as Chinese medicine is concerned, they haven't changed the system for about 2,000 years now, because, to be quite frank, I think they nailed it then. Whereas you'll still find that with Western medicine, it's coming, but it's still a growing system. They change their mind quite a lot of the time. And although they may test 16 to 18 subjects in a laboratory, for me, to be honest, billions of people over tens of thousands of years is a much more significant answer.